Tyler, do you have a scene that like sticks out to you, either good or bad or whatever? It doesn't matter.
No, nothing that deep. Well,
What you're going to hear about today is nothing short of a miracle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pubstomp, a podcast about games, TV shows, movies, and pop culture in general. Every episode, we discuss topics that we find interesting. Come join our shenanigans.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Pubstomp Podcast. We're back. Mexy's back. Everybody's back.
welcome back.
And we're excited. We're excited. We're going to be talking today about a movie called The Suicide Squad, not to be confused with Suicide Squad. All right, very different movie. We're going to be talking about what we loved, but before we get into it, what's up, Tyler?
What's up? You caught
What's
me
up,
drinking.
Mexy? Oh,
What?
Mexy?
Was it my cue?
Hey, what's up?
What's
Cue.
that?
Yeah. And,
See, this is... I'm an islander now, so we say aloha, you know?
Aloha. Oh, you're in Hawaii. You remember how to be back in the main terra firma? No, like in the continent. Oh man,
We call it mainlanding. Okay?
Mainlanding. Yeah, yeah, dude. So we're gonna ask Mexy some questions about Hawaii, but before I was telling you guys that I had a joke to share from a guy. So so the background is, my in-laws are in town, so we have somebody to watch the kids, so my wife and I can go and eat out. And we went to this area called the University District, like near UW, and we found some places to eat there. And we noticed there's a bunch of people like always asking for change. And we went there one time. Of course, I never have change because I always pay with card. And the next time I went, I was like, you know what? I found some quarters on my desk, whatever. I took them with me because somebody was going to ask me, right? I knew that. And I was just walking, and sure enough, some guy asked me. He was waiting, like, "Hey, you got some change for the bus?" Like, sure. I was prepared for this, so I gave him the change. And I thought that was it, end of transaction, right? He's like, whoa, hold on, you gave me some change. I got to tell you some jokes. I was like, all right, okay. Okay, fine, let's hear it. But the only one that's worth saying here is, how do you tell the difference between a girl ant and a male and or a female ant? All right, that was the thing. If you guys don't know, that's fine. So the answer
pressure.
is, yeah, you drop them in a cup of water, and whichever one floats is the male, because the boy is buoyant. Yes. Oh. All right.
Oh.
I didn't say it was a good joke. I just said it was a joke. All right.
That's funny.
He was like,
That's a funny joke.
He was like, buoyant, get it? It's like, yeah, man, it's so funny. I'm gonna say it on my podcast, and I did. And then I left because that was the end of the transaction. That's it. Hey, man, but I've never given somebody change and they give me a joke. So you know what? All right. Well, hopefully
it was a funny joke. I liked it.
I laughed. I thought it was good. The first one was not good. It was like, it's like, look, let's hear another one because that one's not good. But yeah, man, he delivered. Hopefully he got on the bus and he could pay for his fare. You know, just doing my thing. Whatever. All right. Well, hopefully Mexy has some better stories from Hawaii, because that's just my stories. University District, but nothing like the island. Where'd you go, man? Tell us where you went.
I went to the island of Oahu, where Honolulu is, basically the capital of Hawaii.
Oh, snap.
It was overhyped, you know?
Overhyped?
Just kidding.
He's like, it was all right.
It was fun. It was very interesting, you know, very different from the desert. Don't get to see many trees and mountains. Well, you get to see mountains, but not mountains that are green. Mostly dirt mountains.
Dirt mountains.
Or, you know, things like that. But yeah, I don't know. What do you want to know? I mean,
I want to know two things. Food. Did you have what kind of? We put some pictures on Instagram about the beer that you were drinking, and some of the food. But I don't know. Maybe like tell us like what was your favorite dish or whatever you ate that was pretty unique.
I think my favorite thing that I ate there were the short ribs at Helena's. That's a
Uh-huh.
restaurant that's been there since 1943, I think, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
All I remember is because my dad looked at the date and he's like, "Oh, this place is older than I am." So, like, all right.
That's why you took your pops, right? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, me and my pops went. But it was like they were like, I want to say like at least a quarter inch thick or to a half an inch thick. So it was like
Oh, dang.
chunky short ribs.
Yeah.
They were so good, man. That's probably the best thing I had. But I
Nice.
had a lot of different Hawaiian food, Kahlua pork, moco moco, which is
Yeah, how was the
disgusting
locomotion?
halfway. It's good.
Disgusting
Like,
halfway.
well, like, okay, so
It
like,
is.
if you don't know what loco moco is, it's rice topped with a hamburger bun, topped with gravy, brown gravy, topped with orizi or egg of your choice. But if you don't have yolk, the egg is useless in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
an egg, and then you can have a side of mac salad. So then you start eating this thing, and then as you start cracking out the eggs and stuff, then you start getting this pile of like gravy and yellow yolk and meat and rice, and it just looks disgusting. But it's so good. It's so filling. Like it just feels good. Like you eat it and you just feel good. You know,
Yeah.
it's an interesting. They have this everywhere that I went. Not everywhere, but most places had a dish called chili frank, and you're sitting there like, what's chili frank? And then you look at it, it's rice, mac salad. Everything has rice and mac salad. If you don't have that, you're not eating Hawaiian food, basically. Rice, mac salad, a hot dog weenie, or frank, whatever you call it.
Frank. Yeah, weenies. We call weenies in some.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
Frank's.
then
Frank's
and
for
then
the
chili,
US.
and then just chili,
Really
and then
interesting.
that's it. No
That's
bun.
it.
It's just that.
No. Yeah, man, times are rough. Preserved meats and canned beans go a long way, like you said.
Yeah, I had
That's
spam
interesting.
musubi like every day because spam musubi is just like uh, spam sushi. It's rice so wrapped in seaweed with spam on it. So good, so salty, so good.
So salty.
So salty,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, a lot of the people that I talk to here are like, they look at spam as like, oh no, like would never try that. It's like, I don't know, man. I kind of. Tyler, did you eat spam growing up at all?
I've had spam. I mean,
Okay,
just
yeah.
a couple weeks ago when Mexy was going to Hawaii, I was jealous, so I found a Hawaiian place and I went and got
Oh, okay.
locomoco and spam.
Cool.
It's
Cool,
really
yeah.
salty.
Yeah, it's not like a thing that you should probably eat every day, but
Yeah.
it is like a comfort food for me because it's
Yeah.
like it's not. I guess it's expensive now, but it didn't used to be.
I
Because
think
now
it's gotten more fancy.
yeah, I think it got fancy now, which is weird because it's mystery meat. Anyway, just
Right.
interject
Yeah.
there, but yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
cool.
that bad. It just needs something else, like rice or
Yeah,
gravy. that sort
you
of thing.
cannot have it by itself. It's just really salty.
I think
Yeah.
you need to glaze it with a little sugar or something just to cut down on that salt. Anyways,
Yeah.
it's good.
Anyways, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
I love the food out there. It's just,
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing, and it's gonna sound weird, but it's just driving around the island.
Mm.
The island's only like 30 miles wide, give or take. So like you could drive across the island in like an hour easily. And you're saying 30 miles, 1 hour? What? That doesn't make sense. The main freeway that they had going across Honolulu is 45 miles an hour.
Dang.
Island
That's not a
time.
freeway. That's
Nobody's in a
the
hurry.
street. Yeah,
That's just
I
the
get
normal
it.
street in Phoenix, right? It's just like,
Yeah, like-
Yeah.
Damn.
People in my
Uh,
neighborhood do like 60.
Oh,
It's
man.
insane.
That's a little fast for
Yeah,
a street,
it's-
yeah.
it's a little
But
dangerous.
whatever.
But yeah, so like driving across the island, it just looks prettiful. I'm gonna say prettiful. Just
Prettiful,
everything.
okay.
There's green trees everywhere. Like if sometimes you're just driving like next to the ocean, and so you just see the ocean and like you see that blue water that's like in pictures, and you're just like, the water's blue. What? You know, like
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
pretty
wish.
cool.
I wish I had like a GoPro or something, which is probably going to be my next purchase for vacationing. Because like there's sometimes where I just want to take video, but camera is not the best thing for that, you know.
Right.
So upgrades, feature upgrades.
Right, because my wife were talking about that. Like pictures tell you like only part of the story, but like a video like gives you kind of like some context and like more about what was going on in that picture, so to speak. So yeah,
And there's something like it's not just context. It's like some things you can't express. Like I could take a picture of me driving down the street, but like you don't get the feel. Like you don't understand that feeling where you're driving like 5-10 minutes and you're just seeing like different scenery, and it's just like you're like, oh my god, this is beautiful. Like
yeah.
The other thing that I really liked is the movie tour. So they have the Kualua Ranch where a lot of movies are filmed, like Lost and Godzilla was filmed there, or part of Godzilla was filmed there, part of Jurassic Park and all that. You got to go through the different like movie sets that they left over. The coolest one is you get to go into the Indominus Rex pen.
Yeah,
so you're like in there, and then you're like you can see the scratches on the wall and stuff, or you can look down into the pen. So I love Jurassic Park. It's probably like in my top 10 movies, maybe top 5. And it's just so good, man. So good.
Nice.
Just cows everywhere. It's weird.
The other question, beers. Did you strike out on beers? Because I think you went to like 2 breweries and you were like, meh.
I did go to 2 breweries. I went to Maui Brewing and Waikiki Brewing. Beer not their strong points. Yeah, they were fine. They're okay.
They're fine. Yeah.
It's just like I have a developed palate for certain beers now, like sours and or porters and stouts. They're not very big on that over there. They're more like lagers and stuff.
Lagers, yeah. That's like summer drinking beers. That's like this. It's what I would expect, like a crisp, light beer, right?
Yeah. And then everything that's like a porter or something has like coconut flavoring. Not a big fan.
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah, I hate coconut in my beer.
I think it's like that.
You would like that?
I think so. Yeah, I like coconut a lot.
I thought because I like coconut, and I thought like, oh, coconut beer sounds great, and I've had it like, it doesn't. It's like
it doesn't work.
It doesn't. At least for me, you should give it a shot. Like is it porter or stouts? I don't know.
Porters.
Porters.
I mean, I know somebody's going to Maui, where Maui Brewing's at.
I'll let you know.
Is that where your honeymoon's gonna be?
It is, yeah.
Oh,
December.
Snap. Well, there you go. Look at you guys. Damn,
gotta get that coconut Hawaii or something it's called.
What is that? Coconut Hawaii.
That's their porter.
The beer. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, you have to tell us how if you like it or not.
If you like coconut, I will have you know that pancakes in Hawaii, top tier. Best pancakes I've ever had in my life. I had my favorite pancake was this. It was a normal pancake like buttermilk, but they had guava syrup. And I'm not a big fruit guy. Like I don't really like fruits, but like this guava syrup, this is god tier. I was just like, give me more.
Yeah. You were talking about it for days. I remember, like, dude, it was like the next day was like, dude, that guava syrup.
Yeah,
was like, yeah, because I do love guava, and I mean, I do like fruit. I was a little surprised they didn't like the coconut syrup, but I guess after the guava, yes, yeah, John from our previous episode suggested. Or like mentioned that, right? That it's pretty good.
It came in a specimen cup, which made it feel awkward.
Yeah, that is weird. Yeah. We'll post the picture. I forgot to post the picture on Instagram. I'll post it so it's just
get demonetized, bro.
It's okay. They don't pay us yet.
Yeah, I know, right? Like 0 minus 0 is still 0.
Maybe we'll get monetized. Who knows?
I know, right? No, everybody's going the opposite direction. So. Yeah.
It was good. Like the coconut soup was good, but again, coconut not my favorite thing. So, but that guava, like if you have to try the fruit syrup up there, because
they probably have that here. They probably have guava syrup here, right? Maybe
I don't know, man. They have like other stuff.
Yeah, sounds like a thing you should have, but I don't know.
They had other shops that had it. Like you could buy coconut syrup over there. You could buy like guava. Guava's a big one that they have. Pineapple's big out there. Everything had a pineapple. Like, I went to the Dole plantation. That was pretty cool.
Oh, you did go?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
There's pineapples.
Anything other than Dole Whip?
They have like a restaurant. So they had like normal Hawaiian food. and then they just have like fresh pineapple juice, Dole Whips, pineapples, pineapple chunks, everything
Fresh
pineapple.
pineapple
Everything
seems to be. Yeah.
Cool. I heard there's a lot of stray cats. Is that true?
I did see cats. I don't think they're stray. I think the people just because I went to a lot of places and they were like, "This is my cat." They just chill. They come and go. So they're not stray. I think people just let them roam
cats
free.
everywhere. Yeah. Gotcha.
And I think it's because of the rats. But
okay.
I'll get into that. But there's a lot of chickens. There's chickens everywhere.
Chickens.
I don't think people understand. I'll put this out there. I hate chickens. I eat chickens because I want to destroy all chickens in this world.
Chicken genocide.
Yes, to an extent. Yes. So yeah, like there's just chickens everywhere. Like you're eating, and then there's all these chickens, and like out of nowhere, like there'll be a chicken, and then all the little chicks come out, and they're like, "Wee, wee, 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 wee," and like he dropped. Like my dad loved feeding them, so he would just like give them food all randomly, and they were just like, "Rah, rah," like these are not normal chickens.
You're not supposed to feed the chickens. Yeah.
No, they're cool with that because apparently you
cool
eat the chickens. You know.
You could okay. Dude, yeah.
Maybe they eat the rats too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. One time my wife and I were in San Francisco and we were feeding the seagulls and they're super aggressive and we didn't know. And people were like, "You're not supposed to feed them." They're like, "Oh, sorry. So sorry. I just didn't want to throw this away because it's food." And they seem to want it. And it's like, yeah, some lady was telling us that like one of the seagulls attacked like a little kid because they had like food. It's like, oh snap. Yeah. So I don't know. Seagull. Yeah, that's what they call like the white birds by the ports. Yeah. Don't feed those. They're pretty aggressive apparently. Yeah. I don't know. My bad.
Yeah, now you know.
But chickens are cool, right? Yeah, chickens are cool.
I mean, it depends on your definition. I don't think they're cool.
I guess they don't fly, so the target.
No, chickens fly. I don't know who told you this, but chickens fly.
They don't fly that. They like float. Like I don't know if that's called flying. They flail. They're too heavy.
You know what though? Fly. If you're chilling, you know what they do? They fly into your face. Anyways.
Yeah.
Fun fact. So when I was walking out there, we were staying in like Waikiki, and like there's certain areas where there's like a lot of like shrubs and stuff, and like I would be walking in the middle of the day, and then I would see like these like shadows in the ground like run across. I thought they were rats. Like in my mind, I was like, are those rats? That's so weird. Like why are there rats like everywhere? They're not rats. Apparently they're mongoose.
Oh
jeez.
Yeah. So
but mongoose are huge, right?
No, they're small. They're small versions of mongoose too. So apparently back in the day when the English and everybody showed up in Hawaii, there was no large animals. There was like birds, bugs, and that's it. There wasn't like pigs or anything. So when the English and stuff came, they brought like pigs and all this other stuff, and of course they brought rats because you know what, rats go everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So then suddenly the island started having a rat problem, and then somebody said, "You know what would take care of the rats?
Mm-hmm.
The mongoose."
Classic problem.
You know what happened? Mongoose go outside during the day. Rats go outside during the night. So they never saw each other.
No.
So now you just have a lot of both.
Now you just have both of them. Oh no. Oh man, that's funny. And they can't go anywhere, right? They're in
they're at an island. That's it.
Yeah, an island. Where's he gonna go?
Yeah, but it was the creepiest thing because like I would be walking around and I would see these long. I thought they were like you wouldn't see them. You just see the shadows like. You're like, is that a rat? Like that's it. It's like in the middle of the day. It's like noon, right? So like it can't be a rat. Rats don't come out at night. And then halfway through my trip, I found out they're mongoose apparently.
Oh man, did you get to see the rats in Boston when we went to Boston?
I did.
Because those things were massive. Like, I thought it was like a cat. That's how big they are. It was like super gross. But I guess a mongoose is about the same size. I don't know.
No, they're not that big, man.
Not that big?
Let's see if I can find it.
I was looking on Wikipedia for a mongoose picture because I was like, but they look kind of cute, not like a
Yeah,
rat.
apparently they're not that bad, and they're like,
It
I don't know
reminds
how
me
to
of the
put this.
frogs in Australia. Like, you ever heard the story of they had like beetles that were
Oh
destroying
yeah.
crops, so they brought in these the cane toads. I just googled it.
Hmm.
They're called cane toads, and then there's no predator for the cane toads, so now they have a frog problem. It's like,
Oh man, can't win. You just can't win.
somebody
Damn.
thought they were smart.
Oh man. Well, you know what else has a rat problem?
Ooh, nice segue.
Oh.
The Suicide Squad has a rat problem, and we're gonna get into it. Are you guys ready to go into the topic?
I'm
I
ready.
think we are. I think it's time. Yeah. So the Suicide Squad. I don't know. Just an HBO Max. We watched it. I'm just gonna talk about. I guess let's just get into roundtable. Who liked it?
Get
Who
right
didn't
into
like
it.
it? Yeah. So Tyler,
I think this
what do
movie
you
was
think?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Chef's
Oh,
kiss, perfect. I like the characters. I'm gonna risk being like a trying to be a critic, but it had amazing characters. The plot, I thought the pace was perfect. There was real loss, like not like fake uh, superhero movie like Lost. There was like real loss, uh, and dare I say it, there was a beautiful message
Oh
in the
yeah.
end. Two beautiful
I
messages.
yeah. I kind of want to tie it to current events because I think it does kind of accidentally match up a little bit, but don't want to interrupt you there. Sorry.
No, you're good. I really liked
Cool.
it. I'm happy to pretend that the first attempt to make this movie never existed, which is I think what they were going for with the name and everything.
Cool.
I'm
So I'll
happy.
go
Prove me
next.
wrong.
Yeah, yeah. I'll go next, and I honestly did not. It caught me by surprise because I didn't expect this to be a rated R movie because I watched the first one just to kind of understand what I was watching, kind of understand the history, and then I watched this one and I was like, whoa, pieces of people are blowing up. Is this rated R? It is, and it was rated R. And so at first I did not like it, like the first 20-ish minutes, because it was like the contrast between the first one and second one. The movie is different. It's like trying to be funny and bloody, and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about this. And then the movie, and then I started liking it, and I was like, this movie is pretty awesome. So I'm gonna say this movie is pretty good. I didn't have a lot of issues with the. I had issues with the way the characters were acting. But I guess if you didn't have the first movie, then there's no continuity problems. It's just the attitudes changed very dramatically from the first movie and the second movie. But if they're not connected and they're two different worlds, then I guess it doesn't count. So that was my only issue. But I think overall, I did enjoy this movie. It was. I think they're gonna make another one, so I'm actually kind of pleased to see that. So that's just my take. We'll elaborate more and after we hear what Mexy has to say about this movie. So Mexy, your turn.
It was alright. I mean, I was entertained. I like how the story was. I like that they kept the ridiculousness. Like they weren't trying to be super serious like most of the other DC movies. And it was just kind of like a good time. I wasn't a little annoyed how they treated some of the characters, but I think it's definitely you should watch this one. It's entertaining, but don't watch it with kids because it's not
Oh
a
yeah,
good kids
Dude,
movie.
yeah, this is
definitely
not
not.
like a even some adult. This is like I honestly I wouldn't have watched this if I had seen any trailer that showed me what I was getting into. I just this is not my type of movie. This is just too much, man. I'm not
It
gonna
is a
say it right out.
lot. It's
It's
just
like
funny
too
because
much.
I thought the opening scene was amazing. I
Like the
loved it.
island when they first get to the island.
Yeah,
Oh man.
I loved it. I loved it because it's like it was like they took all well one it's just like in your face and it's like it's a banger of a start, but then they took, and I felt like they were almost making fun of all the stupid powers and like the weird kind of characters in the DC universe, and they were just killing them off. Kind of just saying they don't matter.
Yeah, they did a good job too of like hyping all these characters, right? Because if you look at every trailer and stuff, they're like, these are all the characters in the movie, and they're like Nathan Fillion, like really high profile actors, right? And then they die in like the first 10 minutes.
This is crazy.
Yeah, what was the weasel thing?
Yes.
I was so confused.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Am I gonna watch the movie with this thing there the whole time? This thing is. It reminded me of like the Sonic character when they did a bad CGI over Sonic.
Okay.
It was like, what is this? But I'm glad he died in like the first 2 minutes of within jumping in the water.
Did he die? Oh,
I know, right?
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. So I guess, yeah, this is your spoiler warning, because from here on out, it's spoiler town. But yeah, so I think, I guess you guys already expected this to be kind of a erasing the previous movie. I thought it was a continuation or some kind of like in the same universe. It is though, right? Because
it is.
Because Harley Quinn was with Joker in the first movie, and then there was some other movie in between where she broke off with Joker, and then she's not with Joker anymore here. So it kind of is the same universe. So that's why I was like, what?
Yeah.
There's definitely continuity. And if the Snyderverse ever comes back,
Right.
more continuity.
Right. And then because what is the Flag, the detective, he like they explained. I like how they
Colonel, you respect him, okay?
Colonel Flag. Yeah, I like how they explained exactly what TFX is, like what the Suicide Squad is in like 2 minutes with the guy with the long hair. I didn't even write his name because he like dies in the beginning.
Savant.
So yeah, I like that. I like that they did that, because if I hadn't watched the movie, I was like, why do they have to be afraid of leaving? They explain to you, they inject him with the pill. If you disobey orders, kaboom goes your head.
I think they learned from the Spider-Man mistakes, where people were like, "Stop explaining Spider-Man. We get it." Yeah.
Yeah, but there's always some guy like me that hasn't watched anything, right?
Right.
That's why you explain it quick and concise. You got the point, right? It's like,
you don't need to redo everything all over again.
You're no dummy. You can figure it out.
You've been around, yeah. So I like that, because even though I already watched it, I was like, oh, I like that. Thank you. That I appreciate those little details. It's like quick, inject it, disobey, kaboom, let's go. Next one. Cool. What are the other things? The pacing. You were talking about the pacing earlier. So this, or I guess not the pacing, but like more like the attitude. You said was the first movie is it's more serious. There's a little bit of joking around, but not a lot. This one, the music, the scenes, like whenever they change between scenes, they show like a description of what's going on.
I love that, by the way.
Yeah,
I don't know how
it was so artistic.
Is you
I
like
love the artisticness of it. Yeah.
Visually. Yeah. Like it's kind of annoying, but like visually they make for good scenes.
Yeah. It looks nice, but I was like, it's kind of like a narrator, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like So, but it's very different from like the first, I guess, 2 movies. So, and I don't know, maybe that's just different directors, different styles, right? So, because that's what, like, I don't know how I feel about that kind of stuff.
It is like, I don't know, it's unique. It felt strange at first, but then after a while I started to like it. Like the other, not just the kind of like artistic scene, chapters? Is it?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a
chapters.
they put the chapter up on the screen. But then there was like the other things that were like in the fight scenes where Harley's fighting and there's like the flowers, butterflies all floating around and stuff.
Yeah, that comes to mind too. Yeah.
They do a black and white scene too or something. Anyways, that sort of stuff is kind of like strange, but I think it really worked in this movie. I liked it.
Yeah, so by that scene, by the Harley Quinn scene, I was already used to it, so I was already like kind of enjoying it because I was ready for it, right? But at first, I was like, "What's going on?"
I had the same reaction. I just grew to love it throughout the movie.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I think Birds of Prey, which is the Harley Quinn movie, and this one do a better job of coming together, like cohesively, style wise. The first one
I
is
see.
just really out of place.
Gotcha. Cool. And another thing I would say, so Harley Quinn, the character, on the first one, they make her like crazy, but it's like in a weird way, like in an awkward way. But here they make her like, she's crazy, but it's not weird. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like,
Yeah.
like she was doing like messed up stuff on the first movie. I don't know. It's hard to like articulate that because
And the way I explained it was like a violent
Not over,
child, but I don't know if that's mean. But like
over
it's
the
like,
top, you mean?
yeah, she's like over the top, like a violent. She has this violence, but then like the way she says stuff, it's like it makes sense. She's doing what she thinks is right, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Yeah.
like a violent child. Oh.
Yeah, I enjoyed her character more in this movie than in the first one. The first one just felt, it was like scary almost because she was doing really weird things, like when they were fighting the aliens or whatever the spirits were by that were controlled, the rock people. She just kept beating them with the bat, but it's like almost like scary. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
You
she
just
like
have to watch it.
she like went a step further, right? In this one,
Yeah.
she does it.
I don't know
but
what you're
it's
talking
not.
about. She's perfect.
She's perfect.
She's perfect just the way she is.
Yeah, cool. Well, I guess those are just some random thoughts about this movie. But I guess I want to ask, favorite characters, and I want Mexy to go first because I kind of know what he's gonna go for, just based on his
You have no idea who I actually
previous
my
track
favorite
record.
character.
But hey, but you know what? Let's see.
My favorite character was King Shark.
Yeah.
I love King Shark, man. Like I like
Uh-huh.
Harley Quinn and all that. Like I don't think this movie was very Harley Quinn heavy. Except for like certain scenes. But like King Shark, every time King Shark came on scene, there's something about the way he was like emoting that I really, really liked about him.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of like a lovable oaf. And then like at the the scene that sticks out in my head is when those little jellyfish things start eating
Yeah,
at him,
dude.
and then he falls, and then he just has a tear coming out of his eyes, like he was betrayed.
Yeah.
I was just
I
like,
know.
oh, buddy, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like
that's-
Groot.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
reminded me of
Except
Groot
murder.
the whole time. Yeah. Like not too much of a copycat for Groot, but gave me the same vibe.
And then the fact that they used Sylvester Stallone for the voice is so good. Like he's just such a dumb use of the person, but it's so good. Like
yeah, I
it's
didn't
like
know
when he
that. I
raises
didn't
his
know.
hand.
Yeah.
It's like that's his like like you can hear his voice, and it's like that's Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, I wonder what he thought. Is like, hey, we're gonna get you for this movie, and guess what you're gonna do?
They're probably like, here's a bunch of money. I'm down.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yep, sounds like a chill gig. Let's do it.
He was in one of the Guardians of the Galaxy, so I'm sure he was just like, sure, I'll do whatever. I also, while I really, really like Ratcatcher too, I like the scene or like the dad. Like, it's more of a scene, so I'll wait for that one.
Yeah. I'm glad you touched on it because I was like, yeah, that's the scene. I know which one. We'll save it for a little bit later. Yeah. All right, cool. So that's your final answer. The shark, King Shark.
And then Harley Quinn, Ratcatcher too.
Yeah, of course. You're lusting all over.
And no particular order.
Yeah. Cool. Tyler, do you have favorite characters?
I don't know. It's really difficult for me to pick favorite characters. I mean, I thought I thought there was a good balance of all the characters. Like, they were all pretty strong at points. Harley was good, of course. The Peacemaker, Bloodsport romance was pretty fun. And then like, I liked the strength of the smaller characters throughout like Polka Dot Man and the Ratcatcher. They come in clutch at times, and their characters, like, they're not like weak. They're just, they focus on them less. So I don't know if that answers anything. Of course, King Shark was awesome too.
Yeah.
Polka Dot
Cool.
Hat Man has like the best line in the movie.
What was
Where
that?
when they're doing the briefing and he's Bloodsport's like, "Oh, we could all die," and he's just like, "I hope so, God, I hope so," or something like that. It's just like, "Oh
Yes.
God."
Oh god. Oh man. So I guess Tyler liked everybody, which is fine because they were all
I
pretty
did.
strong characters. Yeah.
I did.
They're all good. They're all
Yeah. And I'm gonna stick with Ratcatcher too. Of course, she was the main character. I think. Like him, her, and Bloodsport. What's his name? Right?
Mhm.
Yeah, Bloodsport.
Mhm.
That those were the main characters. I did like her because of the scene that Danny was talking about. So I guess we'll get into the favorite, actually memorable scenes. So the Mexy can go into it, yeah, because that was like, oh, this movie is all fun and games, and then it got to this boom heavy scene and then Mexy. So you want to describe it
Yeah.
or
So
talk about
like
it? Yeah.
towards the end of the movie, where like everything's hitting the fan with Starro, which by the way, amazing villain.
I
Um,
know.
you finally kind of get to see Ratcatcher go like full force Ultra Instinct, and like call all the rats, and then it goes back to her dad. And like I love that scene one because it's like Taika Waititi. I love Taika Waititi. I think he's a great like actor, director, person kind of thing, whatever you want to describe him as. And then it's just a really sweet scene where he's all like, why rats? And then he's like, everybody hates rats. And then kind of explains like if rats was it like if rats have a purpose, then we all do. And it's just like, oh, so
Right.
Aw.
cute. It's just so
That
cute.
was a beautiful message I was talking about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Everybody has a purpose. Doesn't matter where you are in the stack.
And it's a very nice, like it's very scenic scene. This is very visually appealing. I love that scene.
Yeah.
Like, and it's cute. Like you kind of understand like she really really loved her dad and why. Like her dad was obviously, as far as we know, a good person, right?
Right. So
So
actually you were thinking, yeah, I did like that scene too, but I was thinking about the scene in the van where she's talking about her dad, and like she's saying her dad has some burdens. She didn't say what the burdens were, but on the side of the mirror, it was explaining. You could see that his dad had a drug problem, but she never said that, which is pretty heavy, right? Because she's talking about her dad and keeping the respect there for him. And I thought that was just a beautiful, like, my dad
Yeah.
had some burdens, and as his burdens got too heavy for him to carry, and that's when you see him with the needle stuck to his arm. But she never says that, right? So people just don't, either people assume that that's what it was, but she doesn't have to say it. I like how they helped us with the visuals to see, and like Mexi was saying, her dad was a good person, but he had some burdens, and they got to, dude, yeah, that for me got a little heavy, because she's talking to Bloodsport about like being a father, right? So so that's where like things get like a little serious, and it ties the movie a little. It ties the bond between the characters. I hate games. This movie is not. It's like a fun games movie, but there's some serious moments that are like beautiful.
that's and just to harken back on the other one before we keep going. But like I
Yeah.
think the first Suicide Squad did the same kind of thing where like family, right? Family is important. They just
Yeah.
had a really weird way of showing that, especially with like what's his
Will
name?
Smith.
No.
Polka Dot Man?
No, the Cholo from
Oh, the Cholo. Oh, yeah. I forget. Flame Man or El Diablo. Flame Man.
El
or
Diablo,
whatever his name
El
is.
Diablo,
Oh.
El Diablo, yeah. El Diablo, like when
Yeah.
he's talking about his family and stuff, you're just like,
Right.
like you understand that pain, like
Yeah,
he didn't mean
okay.
to kill her. So
Right. That wasn't like that. Okay. That bar scene on the first one was total. Like, it was so out of place. And by just watching the movie, and then they went to the bar, and then it was super out of place, in my opinion. But that story was very sad. So, but it's
that's all
fine.
you need, man.
He has the
gotta
best
set
line.
him.
Te chingaste, cabrón.
Yeah.
That's-
Oh, those are
yeah,
good.
That's a good line.
I remember being
Anyway.
at the theater one night when I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, but okay, yeah. I guess I didn't make the connection. So you're right. They did have like scene similarity. So that's that. So for me, that's I also say like that's my most memorable scene of the movie. Tyler, do you have a scene that like sticks out to you, either good or bad or whatever? Doesn't matter.
No, nothing that deep. Well, I did actually. I did like. I mean, it got me the scene when Starro dies and he says, "I was perfectly happy floating and staring
Oh
at the
yeah,
stars" or
Yeah.
something. I was like,
yeah, that was
"Oh
sad.
man, that gets
Yeah.
Shit.
the
It's such a
stupid
like a
humans got
throwaway.
in the way." What was that?
Yeah, it's like such a throwaway line, but like,
It's so deep though.
yeah, exactly. Like it's just like, like there's a lot of depth in that sentence.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
doing my thing, and then they captured me, and then now I'm here.
Now
Dead,
he's a
man.
villain.
Yeah,
He was mad. He's mad at the world. Like,
he's mad at the
Yeah.
world. Yeah.
But that I like that. I really like the opening scene.
That would
But
be great.
Yeah. I really liked like a lot of the scenes where they didn't take themselves too seriously, like the
Mhm.
Fall Guys scene when he's falling down the floor. Like if you know the Fall Guys, the video
Oh
game.
yeah, yeah,
When you're on that one level and you're falling down the maps. When
yeah. Oh, I
the
didn't make the
Bloodsport is
connection.
like
Yeah.
falling. That's what it reminded me of. Yeah, I
Okay.
thought that was pretty funny. And then the Harley rescue scene, I thought that was really well done. Like
Yes,
the
that was
timing
really
of
good.
everything, and how and I mean like her character, she's like, "Oh, you gonna save me?" And like she didn't need anybody to save her, but she's
Right.
like, I can go inside if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
We can do it again. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
no,
that.
that scene was good. Like her like escaping. That's more fits more to her character than like the craziness that they give her in the first movie. This one, she's definitely like bad crazy, but she's not like out of control. Like
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain. Like I'm hopefully I don't sound
Thank you.
psycho, but it's just
I think
it's
you're
just
mixing it because in the first one, she's way more like she should be because she's that crazy.
You're right, but for me it's uncomfortable, and I just don't. It just doesn't add much to the movie to me. Whereas here it's like I don't know. Maybe you're
I
right.
think this
Maybe she's
version is
supposed to
way
be that
better.
way. I like this.
I like this
Just
version. Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe it's less crazy than what Mexy wants. But yes, she is.
I mean, I just want to see Harley Quinn on screen, man. You can give me any version of it you want. Like,
yeah,
I
whatever
ain't
version
mad.
you want. Yeah,
I
yeah,
ain't
but
mad.
that scene was cool. I don't know what was up with the butterflies and rainbows, but I figured like, hey, maybe we're in her head, and for her, everything looks like that, and
Yeah, 'cause
that's
she's
what it
crazy.
looks
I
like.
think that's what it was. Because they show like Polka Dot's mom everywhere, you know, and they show the flowers for her. Everyone kind of has their,
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
Polka Dot's mom. Polka Dot Man's mom is so good every single time.
Do that. Yeah.
That's your mother, and he's like starts spitting out the.
I know.
I'm a superhero. Oh no.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah.
I would like to make an honorable mention, by the way.
Yeah. What's up?
Not because I love this character, but because I think the character was so well done. But like Waller, oh my god, like everything about Waller is like you're a terrible person.
Yeah.
Like, like how are you like this? Like you're doing this character so well. Like I think she's so good.
Yeah.
Waller. Yeah. That's the head
director?
of the.
All right.
Oh, okay. Oh, Waller is the director. Okay, gotcha.
I loved it when she went all psycho. She was gonna kill them all, and then she gets hit in the head. Cough. That was so perfect.
Yeah,
It's good.
but and again, it's like super different from the first movie. Like she was off. Like I
Nah,
don't
dude,
know.
she was super crazy in the first one too.
But oh yeah, 'cause I guess she killed a bunch of people. But it wasn't. It didn't. I didn't get the same feeling. This one,
Nah,
I felt. It,
she's in
like,
multiple movies, and she's that person in every movie.
okay, I see.
Like,
Okay.
yeah. Like
Okay.
it is not. She's just
Gotcha.
really good at that character.
Cool. I haven't seen much of this character except here. So maybe that's why. But yeah, I did enjoy that. It fit the bill. It fit the bill.
Mhm.
So the other thing Mexi was mentioning, just telling me, was that he didn't like so much that they had like a Deadshot replacement. Like,
Oh no! I was fine with
okay,
that.
yeah,
No,
explain.
I was
explain,
actually
yeah.
happy that Bloodsport just wasn't a copy of Deadshot.
Yeah.
Like they kind of set it up right. They're like, oh, he never misses, da 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 da. And then like when they do the scene with the daughter, he just starts cursing out his daughter and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, bravo, like that's exactly what you needed to do. Just make sure there wasn't the same. Like, yes, he loves his daughter, and you get that towards later in the movie, but
Right.
like, it wasn't just like he's doing it because of his daughter. He's like, fine, I'll do it because
Right.
it's begrudgingly. So I think
Yeah.
that was really good, and I
But
understand why they
it
made
is the
that
same
change.
character, right? It's the same, basically the same role, right?
Yeah. Well, what ended up happening is Will Smith didn't want to come back for this one, so they were just gonna have Idris Elba be Deadshot in the sequel. And then when James Gunn came to direct, he was like, I don't want to write off that character. I just rather him be a new character, and that's what ended up happening.
Okay. So there is a possibility that Deadshot comes back in this universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Nice. I like that because I could see some rivalry because in this movie there was the John Cena's rivalry with Bloodsport. That's all I could see, man. I couldn't see anything else. But yeah, but he's no more. So I guess maybe something else
John
happens.
Cena?
Yeah, wasn't Peacemaker John Cena?
Yeah, he's alive
didn't
at
you
the
see
end.
the after credit scene?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
He has a TV show coming, sir.
Oh, they're gonna do
Really?
the Disney Plus thing.
Yeah, they're doing one of those.
His character
those.
was so well done.
It was so good.
It was. It's like creepy and just crazy.
Yeah,
It's so cringe at times too.
Cringe, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't understand. He took everything like kind of literally, but like like crazy. But but the funniest part was when they're just killing the they're invading. They think they're invading the enemy, but they're invading the rebels, and they're just showing off like Deadshot and Bloodsport are just killing everybody. And the line was like, "Nobody likes to show off." Except when the show off is doing some really cool stuff, and he's like, "Yes, that's right, yes," because that scene was so funny. I butchered it, but it's just hilarious.
Yeah, that was a good scene, especially because it's so true, right? Like you're watching it, you're like, "Yeah, that's true."
Yeah,
and the self-awareness of the
show off.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless they're doing cool stuff, like okay, fine, yeah, you're right. So yeah, the relationship between those two, I am a little disappointed that it went the way it went, but whatever. It didn't have to be that way, and I'm also sad that they killed the Flag. But
yeah.
Ooh, so that's something I want to touch on. Go. Well, go ahead.
Oh, I don't want to take you. I don't want to steal your thunder. What I was gonna say is, it was very sad that they killed Flag, but I kind of liked it for the story because he was the only true like hero in the story because he was like the military guy and he was in charge of them, right? So he wasn't really a criminal, as far as I know, at least. And they killed him off, and then that made the villains become the heroes, and I like that.
Okay.
And that's how I saw it. I don't know.
Gotcha. But it was more like blackmail, right? It's like, let us free and then we won't do this thing.
Right. But
yeah.
If at the end they made the decision to try and save the people from Starro on their own, and it would have been so much worse if they followed Flag to do it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Right.
It gave their decision more weight, in my opinion. I don't know if that's what you're gonna say or not. That's. I thought it was profound. Okay. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, I can see it now. Yeah, because if let's say they had gone with Flag's decision and released this to the world, and then now there's stuff out there, and then there's Starro out there too, so it makes it more complicated. But instead, they killed Starro and they blackmailed the leader, and then they got everybody's like nothing happened, nothing you see here.
Yeah.
Let's all just part ways. Yeah,
and it let all the characters be true to themselves too. Like Peacemaker was like true to himself. Like he took it as far as he possibly could because he killed Flag. So it's like all the characters were like very true to themselves. It helped with that too.
Yes.
But anyway, sorry. Go, Mexy.
Um, I think it was a little bit of a disservice to basically kill all the characters that were returning from the first movie, other than Harley Quinn, because obviously you can't just kill her.
You can't kill her. Yeah, you can't kill Harley Quinn, man. That's the
Yeah,
moneymaker.
yeah, but they had Captain Boomerang, and he dies like right at the beginning.
Yeah.
None of the other characters kind of came up back, like Croc or Killer Croc, and then like Rick Flag dies. And I agree with you; it probably serves better story wise for him to die. But it just kind of seems like, why do we gotta kill everybody?
Right. At first, I thought he was in the bed in the hospital bed in the opening or the after credit scene. I thought that was him until I looked closer.
Yeah, but it doesn't. He got like stabbed in the heart, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The image. It's like there's no way he's making it out of that one
Right.
alive.
Yeah.
That was such an unnecessary scene, by the way. Just showing him getting stabbed in the heart. Like, okay,
you gotta know it. You gotta know it's a lethal blow, because like maybe he gets stabbed and he's fine, but no, he was done.
It was very much Mortal Kombat. Seeing the X-rays.
I was thinking about all this stuff. Like this reminded me a lot of Mortal Kombat. Like all of the fatalities. This movie had them.
You know what they're trying to do, right?
No,
they're trying to copy Deadpool.
Oh yeah,
Deadpool's very bloody. So you know how you were talking about the first Suicide Squad was PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
So let's throw some history in it. So originally they wanted to make the Suicide Squad rated R because obviously it makes sense, right? There's a bunch of villains, like they're not going to be PG characters, right? But Warner Brothers at that time, there was never a superhero movie that was rated R. It wasn't a thing that anybody had heard about. So this movie and the first Deadpool came out at the same time. So obviously this movie did not do as well as they were hoping for, and then Deadpool became Deadpool, and everybody's like, Deadpool, yeah, So very much it was a competition of which of the two villain-ish TV movies are going to be better, and Deadpool won because they went for the rated R rating, which was the correct move. So that's why. So when this movie came around, what's his name? James Gunn was like, it's got to be rated R, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it works better. Like thematically, it works better.
Yeah, it makes more sense. It makes more sense because, like I said, to not have as much bloodiness, they give the characters like a weird personalities. That's just what it felt like to me, or maybe it's just a different time because the first movie came out in 2016, something like that. I don't remember, but it was a while back. Yeah, so I don't know. The first one I didn't like so much because it just didn't feel right. Like every scene felt strange, strangely put together, but this one it was just like it was more fun. So? I didn't like the first one. I'm not gonna.
I saw it on the plane. I recently saw it on the plane, and then I thought it was fine. It's just very different.
I enjoyed it. I just thought it felt like they held back, and they did go for the weird feeling, and it does.
That weird feeling. It just made me so uncomfortable. I couldn't enjoy the movie. Like the Harley Quinn and Joker. Maybe that's the right feeling to feel, but Joker and Harley Quinn, like I don't know. It just was a little bit too much for me.
That's funny. That's the only part of the movie I like is Harley Quinn and Jared Leto as Joker.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a question. Have you seen the Joker movie?
I have not.
Oh, bro, you should watch that one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
If you want to talk about a movie that like made the Joker makes you unsettled, the entire movie, I had like a knot in my stomach watching that movie because it's just like watching the Joker was difficult. Like it was just like I don't even know how to, and that's what they were going for, to make you feel uncomfortable the entire movie. So it's like a really good movie because they're making you feel certain ways. To me, a good movie is something that makes you feel a certain way.
Right.
So yeah, you should watch it because I'd be excited to hear your opinion on that one.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm going for happy and like not scared. Or not okay. Like that's
that one.
Yeah. Okay. I'll check it out because I've heard good things about it. I've heard exactly what you're saying. It's like this is like totally something else. So I'll have to check. And I have avoided it for those reasons because but I'll do it.
It's,
I'll do it. I'm already in the DC
it's good.
world, DC universe, so might as well. It's just
It's good. It's
check
good.
it out. Take a
I think.
meander on.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I was gonna say. I think the bigger issue with the first Suicide Squad, comparing it to this one, the first one's very disjointed. Like the Harley Quinn storyline with the Joker and all that doesn't merge well with the rest of what's going on in the Suicide Squad. Because like you're right, it's the Joker and Harley Quinn stuff is very like dark in my opinion and very macabre, I guess. And like they're trying to crack jokes and be funny and all this, and like that storyline doesn't fit. Sometimes they're being too serious and doesn't like. Will Smith is more of a comedic actor, and he is like, you know, straight. Like I don't know how to explain it right in that movie. So it's kind of like he's cracking jokes every once in a while. So
yeah,
I think
that's kind of what I mean. Like it was like disjointed. Like the storylines didn't fit so well. Like it wasn't until towards the end. And the villain too didn't make a lot of sense. Like this lady wanted to create the Suicide Squad to fight other things, and then the thing that she brought was the one that caused the problem. So it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. There was no purpose. Whereas in this one, they were trying to stop like some other like nation from having some kind of weapon, right? Which makes more sense to me. But it's also a movie, so it doesn't have to make sense.
I think the first one was supposed to be a little different too. I think they were supposed to be going to get up against the Joker, if I remember right. Where it was it was a lot more Joker heavy in the first time, and they cut like 90% of the scenes.
Yeah, we were reading about that, right? We posted that like that movie, because the first director keeps getting shit for that movie. But I guess he came out recently. He's like, I didn't even make this. That's not my movie. So
yeah.
They started doing released the air cut or something like that. I think that's his name.
Yeah. So what did happen? They just got in the way of his vision, or what?
He was supposed to be originally, like I said, it was supposed to be rated R. So there was supposed to be more Harley Quinn. That's why there's a lot of scenes with Harley Quinn and the Joker. And I think Batman was supposed to be more present too. But they didn't want to agree to his script because it was rated R. And at the time, like I said, they weren't like superhero movies are supposed to be this way. Like that's the formula, right? And then people figured out like they don't have to be.
Right. Yeah. So I guess nobody has watched the cut, but I hope they release it because I do want to see it because it just doesn't make a lot of sense the way it is now, and I think people don't like it either. So I'm not in the minority this time. But we'll see. We'll see. Anything's possible nowadays, right? We have technology. Apparently, whatever the people demand is what they get, and it works. So we'll see.
Oh, here's a good. I found the art, like the thing that I saw. I'm linking it in the chat so you guys can take a look. But there's a bunch of different. The way it was supposed to be is he was going to be more present, Joker stuff. So the Enchantress is still going to be in there, but there's going to be like other people. It's a very interesting movie.
Okay, I'll have to read this offline, but yeah. So I guess I'm still happy with the. It seems like they're not gonna stop. This is not the last movie in the franchise. They're gonna keep going, and I hope they go in the same direction because it was good. It did take me a while to get used to it, but
I think he is slated to do another Suicide Squad. Him being James Gunn.
Cool.
Because the next Guardians of the Galaxy is supposed to be his last one.
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So he's
so he did do Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, he did all three of them.
Okay.
Or he's gonna do all three of them.
Because what I was gonna say in the beginning was this struck me. I don't know if you guys have seen The Boys on Amazon.
I have not.
This is like The Boys meets Guardians of the Galaxy to me. Because The Boys is like a really like gory, raunchy, like superhero, supervillain show on Amazon. It's really good. But it's like it's worse than the opening scene of this movie. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it really is. I've seen the first season. It's messed up.
But it was like combine those two, and that's what this movie was to me.
Yeah. I think this movie to me felt like Guardians of the Galaxy if you could do rated R.
Yeah,
So
it was
pretty
like
good.
it was like a Peacemaker was like David Bautista's character.
Yes.
King Shark is Groot. It was like I'm not. It wasn't that. It wasn't like I wouldn't say that was a bad thing. It's not like they copied it or anything, but it gave me that vibe in certain parts of the movie. Sure.
Gotcha. I guess that makes sense now that thinking back of it, and it's the same director, so
Yeah, I didn't know
he's
that.
not gonna. Yeah, he's not gonna have like he has the style, and it's gonna come through.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's interesting.
But it works in
realize
both cases. They're very different movies, but they both work.
Yeah. He's writing the Peacemaker TV show, so that should be exciting too.
that. Oh, cool.
That sounds like a fun show.
Yes. That character's so dumb, but it's so good. Like just the way he's portrayed. John Cena's so good, man.
Yeah.
The thing, another scene that came to mind was the one where they got arrested and they're at the back of the what was it called, the van, the police car, and they're talking about the one move to kill a person.
No, yeah.
And there's like on one, boom. It's like, oh, that thing was like so. It was very well executed in the setup, and the guy's like, I don't even smoke.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
That was funny. Anyway, but I don't know. I think this movie is worth watching. It's the standard 2 hours. There is a after credit scene, so you're gonna have to go all the way to the end.
There's a mid credit and an after credit.
Yeah. So I almost didn't watch the last one because I was like, "There's no more," but there was more. I don't know why they do that, man. Why they do that?
You sit there and watch all the people congratulate all the people that animated this stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Watch them. Cool. Well, I don't know, man. That's all I got. It's a good movie. What do you guys think? Recommend it. Everybody should watch it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with your kids. I recommend it. You know what? Watch it with your kids. Teach them a thing or two.
Put hair on your chest.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys do you. You do what. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. But anyway. All right. And with that, we're out. Peace.
See ya.
Later.
Thank you for listening. If you like this podcast, please give us a star, heart, or leave us a review. You can follow us on Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube at Pubstomp Podcast. That's PUBSTOMPOD cast. For more episodes, go to anchor.fm/Pubstomp. Music provided by 99 Lives. Credits are in the episode description.